start working with our data set. So let's look at our data set. First of all, we need to import all the packages which we are going to use. So here we'll import pandas as PD, import numpy as np. Then we'll import matplotlib to plot our graph. So import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Import cbon as snl. So we are going to use these 4 packages. Okay. So let's run it. So shift enter. And now we need to read our data. So here I will just write data equals to pd dot read underscore csv, as our data is present in our CSV file. So here I'll go to this folder icon, I'll click on this file icon. So I'll click here, then I'll click on mount drive. As it is already mounted for me, it won't be mounted for you. So I'm going to unmount and again I will mount it. Okay, so it is going to reconnect. Let's wait for it. Then we'll go to files. Then here again we'll click on mount, and here click on this connect to Google Drive. Okay, then you will see this option of drive here. So here we have our drive. So go to drive, then go to my drive. Then you'll see all your folders that you have on your drive. Now I have stored my data in my data analysis using Python folder. Okay, so we are going to use this bike sharing.csv. So I will do a right click and copy the path and close this. Now here I'm going to paste it. So Control V. Now let's look at our head of this data. So here I will just write data.head and let's run it. So we'll get 5 records. Okay, so we haven't run it. Again, we have to run it because it reconnected again. Okay, so here we have date, time, we have season, we have the holiday, working day, weather, temperature, feels like temperature, humidity, wind speed, casual, registered, your rental initiated, registered, rental initiated, and this is total count, right? So this is your total count, casual plus register. So we have 69. Yeah. Here we have 32 plus 8. So we have 40, right? Okay. Now next. Here, now we have seen this data frame, right? Now we need to check the shape of our data set. Okay. So to check the shape, we will just write data.shape. So we'll know how big is our data, right? This data.shape. And here we have somewhere around 10,886 records. And we have 12 columns, 12 features, right? Date, time, season, holidays, working day, weather, temp, attempt, and all that, right? So to check the columns, you can just write data.columns and run it. So here you have this columns, right? So next, let's check out the information. So I'll just write data.info and we will run this. So here we have this information of our data, right? Next, let's check the description. So here we will just write data.describe. So we have already seen all that. Okay, that's why we are not going to again talk about that. So here data.describe, it will describe all of the numerical features, right? So here you have season, holiday, working day, count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, 25 percentile, 50 percentile, 75 percentile, and max. And here you can give include equals to all to include your categorical features as well. Now, once you have done that, let's check the null value in our data set. So here we just write data dot is null, right? Data dot is null dot sum. So we'll get the sum in each column from our data set. So let's run it. Now there are no missing values in our data set. So that's really good, right? Now we can proceed with the analysis part, that means. Okay. So first, before moving forward, here we need to convert this date time. This is your date time, right? So we need to convert that into your date time object. So here to convert that, I'll just write df my data and date time dot pt dot year. If I do this and if I run it, we'll get error. It says can only use dot dt accessor with date time like value. So we need to convert this date time into your date time object, right? This date time column, we are going to convert that into date time object first. So here I'll just write date time equals to pd dot to underscore date time, and here we'll pass df our date time, right? So here we have this date time object now. Okay, this is not df, I'm really sorry for that. This is your data. Okay, let's run it. So now we have converted that into date time, right? Now we want to analyze, we want to find out during which hour of the day the demand is high and low, right? So from this date time, we need to find out hour. So we'll make one new feature which will store this information about hour of the day. So here we'll just write, if I just write data, my data, date time dot dt, that means date time dot hour, I'll get this hour information from our date time object. So here 0 means 0 hour, 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes all the way till 23. Okay. Now here we need to make one new column or new feature, whatever you say. Okay, we can, some people call it as variables, some call it as columns. So you can say, give any name to it. So here we have another feature which is your hour. Okay, so we have data hour equals to, you have data date time, from date time we are extracting this hour. So now here let's check our data hour dot here dot head. So this is our hour, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here if you want to check 23, we can just give 24, let's say. So we get first 24. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way till 20. Now we want to find out during which hour of the day the demand is high, right? During which hour of the day. So let me frame this question here. During which hour of the day demand is high? This is our first question, right? So let's see how we are going to solve this. So first, what we need to do is we need to group our data by the hour. Then we need to find the count in each group. For example, here we'll just write data dot group by, and we want to group it by our hour. And here if I run it, we won't see anything, right? We are not getting anything. But here let's say we store this in our HR, that is hour equals to, okay? Now we have stored this in HR. What we have done is we have splitted our data in different groups based on our hour. So here if you want to access that, you'll just write HR dot get group, and here let's say we want to get the group 0, so I'll give 0 here. So here, okay, there's no group, so here it's just 0, not string. Okay, so this is your group 0. Okay, so here similarly if I write 1, you'll get the group 1. So we have splitted our data according to this hour. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to find the count of your bike rental. So here we have this column which is count. So this has a total count on that particular hour, right? So here we just have your hour is 0, 0, 0. So we need to sum that. So here I'll just write my hour dot sum, or you can also find the mean. Okay, so here you have the sum on our 0, you have 0. Okay, this is not sum. I'm really sorry. This has to be your count because count has a total number of rented bikes on that particular hour, right? So this is your sum. All right. So here you have at 0 hour you have 25,088. At 1 hour you have this much, right? So this is your demand, bike demand on each hour. So how you are going to plot it, because it is not visible, right? It is very hard to see the pattern during which hour the demand is more and during which hour the demand is less. So what we will do is we are going to plot it. Simple. How we are going to plot it? I'll just write. So here, let's store this. So here we are going to store this in our, let's say, hourly. So hourly demand. Okay. So this is our hourly demand and we are finding sum. So it will be better if you find the mean. Okay. So if you find the mean, that means what is the average number of count on this your hourly basis. What is the average number of count? So we'll find the mean here. So let's write mean. So we'll get the mean here. Okay. And let's run it. Now here, what I will do is, let's remove this. Here, what we are going to do is, we'll just write HR and let's just print it. So here we have got the mean, right? Now it will be more easy to plot it and to visualize it. Now what we will do is, we'll just write SNS dot bar plot. And here we'll plot horizontal bar graph. So we'll give X equals to. So on X-axis, we want this HR, right? HR demand. And on Y-axis, so Y equals to, or Y is going to be your HR demand dot index. That is the hour. Okay, let's run this. So here we are getting this x-axis. On x-axis we are getting HR demand, right? That is the values. So we don't want that. Let's change this. Let's say we have horizontal bar chart, Y, and this over here is our X, right? Now here it becomes more easy for us to visualize, right? So here we have got 0, 1, 2, 3. This is hour. Here we have the hour. And here we have the count. Okay, here we have the hour, here we have the count. So if you see, during your 17th and 18th hour, the demand is more, right? During your 17th and 18th hour, the demand is more. Alright. So now during our 17th and 18th hour, we have more demand of the bike, right? So if you see between 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the demand is very less. So during our 17th, 18th hour, or you can say between your 15th to your 20 hour, you have more demand of your bike. Or you can say from 11 to 21 as well. There is more demand of the bike, right? So during afternoon session, during the afternoons, you are having more demand of the bike. Okay. So this is our first question that we have visualized. Now you can add all the titles. You can add the title, label. So let's add the title, pt.title. We'll add the title is demand of bikes during each hour of the day. Each hour of the day. That's it. Okay. And if you want to modify your X and Y labels, you can do that as well. So this is your first question that we have answered. Next, we'll look at another question, the second question.
I hope you have enjoyed watching it. If you have liked our content, please do hit like button and do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more useful content and exciting updates. If you want to learn such practical content at an affordable cost with Microsoft certification and instructor support, please register at academy.codegnan.com. You can also download app from Play Store as Codegnan. Never hesitate to raise queries in the comment section, and please do reply with your suggestions for more practical videos. We'll be happy to come up with it. Thank you.